It's time for race number 2 in the round of 8 here at Talladega Superspeedway, the Juggernaut Truck Series, running the Mardon.com 250 here at Talladega. I'm Dawson Allen, joined as always by my broadcast colleague Josh Coppernoll. Josh, welcome.
I am super excited for this. It's Talladega. This one is going to be amazing, Dawson. I can't wait.
Talladega is always a very fun race, a very unexpected race. You never know what's going to happen here at this racetrack. And that's something that we will see play out maybe tonight as some of these guys look to play spoiler. But first things first, I want to talk to the guy that's not going to have to worry about any of that. The guy that's not worried if somebody plays spoiler, because if someone does, it doesn't affect him at all. I'm talking about the 27 of Rich Petruco. He is the only driver that is coming into this race safely. He is locked in to the round of, or the championship 4, excuse me, at Phoenix. He does not have to worry a thing about this race. So let's see if we can talk to him, Rich, or Josh. Hey, Rich Petruco, this is Dawson and Josh in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing great, and coming into this race here at Talladega, it's always a crazy, chaotic race, but you have the benefit of coming into this race with no pressure, nothing really to worry about. You're here just to race for the win because you have punched your ticket into the championship 4. What is this race going to be like for you tonight?
It's gonna be fun, is what it's gonna be. I gotta make sure we push Cam to the front because obviously be working with Dustin and Adam, but they don't have a shot at the playoffs. So we're gonna push Cam up front for the win, hopefully, or if I can get it myself and push it into only one more winner and then a point situation that works out for us too. So just the ultimate goal is keep my friends close and keep the guys I don't want up there away, and I just get to send it. So I'm the one that gets to have all the fun tonight.
Yeah, indeed you do. Not having to worry about a thing, but you wrecked out at Daytona, 7 laps down at the start of the season. This is only the second plate race, the only other plate race that we run here in the Juggernaut Truck Series. So not a lot of time really to prepare. How does that work? Especially if something happens and your guys get wiped out. Having to try to find friends elsewhere. Do you think it's going to be a challenge?
I don't think so. I got a few friends here. I think we'll be okay. I got the BKM guys that I think we're gonna tag along with us, and we got Carl and Craig too that I can pull along. So hopefully it'll be all right. I've only got a couple enemies here that I've made during the season, so we should be in good shape.
Alrighty, Rich, we'll let you get to it. Best of luck out there tonight, and hope to talk to you a little bit later.
Hey, appreciate it. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end.
And that was Rich Petruco, your winner 2 weeks ago at Bristol, the only driver who is currently locked into the Championship 4. And with that, we will move over to our next driver we want to talk to here tonight. We got a lot of guys we want to speak with, and this next driver here, he was the defending plate race winner, the guy who won over at Daytona. Let's see if we can talk to Cameron Stone. Hey, Cameron, this is Dawson and Josh in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, coming into this race, you are sitting pretty in the playoffs. Not too worrisome as you've got a good cushion, 44 points over the cut line. What does it feel like knowing you have that much of a gap coming into such an uncertain track like Talladega?
Obviously, it just makes you remember all the good runs that we've had this year to get the points that we've got. Came in with a big cushion because of playoff points and wins and stage wins that we've been able to get. So thankful that we've had a good season. You hate to come into this place and need a win. I'm in another league where that happened this week and it didn't turn out too great. But it's going to be fun to go out here and have your eyes on winning a race and not really have to worry too much about the playoffs if anything goes bad.
Yeah, and you're in a good spot points-wise. And also, too, you are the defending plate race winner. You won the season opener at Daytona, only running 2 plate races this year, Daytona and Talladega. So does that feel like you got at least a little bit of momentum on your side here after having won that race earlier this season?
Yeah, I feel like plate racing is something that I'm pretty good at. I'm not entirely sure what the skill set for this even is, but I always just end up running well in these races and finishing pretty good as long as I don't get caught up in any wrecks or anything. But yeah, Daytona was fun. I think I was in every caution that happened that night and ended up taking a car that probably should have been on the trailer to victory lane. Maybe this one will be a little bit cleaner. Kind of looking forward to not being in every caution tonight. But yeah, I like the plate tracks. I love running them. Talladega I prefer over Daytona. It's just a lot wider and a little bit more room to make some moves when you get a run and everything. But yeah, it would be nice to win both plate tracks. Have a little bit of bragging rights for the guys back at the motor coach lot.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you get back to practice here. Best of luck tonight. Hope to talk to you later on.
Thank you, bud.
And that was Cameron Stone, driver number 57. He is the defending race winner of the Daytona race. Of course, he won Daytona at the start of the season. Went on to win that one and win, I think, 3 in a row for the driver of the 57. And now to talk to the guy who won this race last year. Let's see if we can dial up Carl Felver. Hey, Carl, this is Dawson and Josh. You've been in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys. How are you?
Doing great tonight. Coming into this race, you are the defending race winner here. You won Talladega last season. How does that feel coming into this race? You know, out of the playoffs, but now able to just kind of push for the win here.
I mean, it's Talladega, so anything can happen. So the goal for tonight is keep it clean, be there at the end, and try and push either Craig or Alonso, one of the teammates that are still racing for the championship, to the win, and see if we can help advance them to the Final Four.
Yeah, you mentioned that too. You have your teammate Craig Fryer as well as Alonso Chicano, both of which still in the playoff hunt. And obviously you're saying you're going to help them there at the end, but if something does happen, they get swept up early on, you're going to have to work to find some friends. You know, what's that going to be like, having to try to find somebody in late goings if that does come up, you know, having to look for somebody else to work with?
Plate races, typically try and stay with your friends, and only half of you usually make it to the end, and you get down to the end, your friends are kind of just wherever you can find them. Either people you actually race with typically, or just whoever's behind you or in front of you at the moment.
Alrighty, well, looking to defend this race win this year. Best of luck to you. Hope to talk to you later tonight, Carl.
Yep, thank you guys. Looking forward to the broadcast and looking back and watching it and having a lot of fun tonight.
Alrighty, well, that was Carl Felver, driver of the number 15 Ford F-150. And with that, got one more driver I want to talk to here. If we can get let's see if he's available. Want him, not only as an interview, but I want to see if he wants to be our in-race reporter for the day. See if we can dial up the driver of the 68, Tyler Watermolen. He finished second at Daytona earlier this season, so a great finish to start the year. And another thing about Tyler is he's actually won a Superspeedway race here at Talladega for the In the Pits News Truck Series, the other league that we have here on JCTV on Saturday nights, excuse me. But he has a win on his career there, and he has a second place finish at Daytona earlier this season here in the Juggernaut Truck Series. So I want to see if we can get a word in with him really quick before this practice session is over.
Yeah, Tyler is definitely a driver that I think can get it done at a place like this. He is a good plate racer and always there at the end. So definitely, he's got a good shot tonight.
And another thing about him too, just got a PC beef, courtesy of Mardon PC, I believe. So another driver moving on to the Mardon PC Master Race, I guess you could say, as I have as well. I also currently run with that Mardon PC. It has yet to let me down for any of our broadcasts, any racing, anything we do. A phenomenal piece. So if you are looking for a computer or anything for that matter, mardontech.com. Talk to Brian Haynes. He'll get you hooked up. love working with Brian, and excited to see what the future holds for everything involved in Mardon Tech. But let's see if we can get a hold of the driver of the 68. Hey Tyler, this is Dawson and Josh. You've been in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Alrighty, well, a second place finish at Daytona, the only plate race that has been run so far this season. You're coming to a track where you do have a win in league racing competition. What's that going to be like tonight, trying to run through the field here to get to the finish?
Well, I'm probably just going to do what I normally do at tracks like this, which is probably stay in the back, unless stuff gets wild instantly, and then enough people drop out, where that's not an issue. Obviously, since Dalton's in the playoffs, I'm probably going to help him. If it's me and him down to the line, unlike the last league race that we were in, I'll probably push him.
Alrighty, well, Tyler, we're going to have you as our in-race reporter for tonight's event. So we'll talk to you throughout the race, throughout the breaks, and see what's going on with that 68 truck.
All right, I'm down for that.
Alrighty, best of luck to you tonight, and we hope we can talk to you, if not on the podium, even just on victory lane.
Hopefully.
Alrighty, Tyler Waterbolen, driver of the 68. He will be the Mardon PC in-race reporter. So with that, let's talk some racing. Let's focus on what's going on here now in practice, which, of course, doing that at a plate race doesn't mean anything because it's all dependent on the draft and what you do, who you work with, and everything. Carl Felver and Craig Fryer, the two CFM trucks, are 1 and 2. Cody Bird is 3rd as well. So, you know, that group right there, 1 through 4 sweep, actually. The top 4 are all CFM trucks. Eric Weiland's 5th, excuse me. Kyle Reuter is 6th. Andrew Shartner 7th, Brian Haynes is 8th, Cameron Stone 9th, and Zach Rinker rounds out the top 10 thus far in practice with just 1:27 to go. Josh, what are we looking for in tonight's race?
Well, first of all, looking at the drivers that are going to stay out of trouble. I mean, the one thing that you got to keep in mind is the big one. If you can make it through the big one, you're probably going to have the best chance at keeping your truck up front and get to victory lane, and most importantly, but really just where you find your friends, how you make moves, and I think that's going to be key to finding victory lane tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be big for a lot of these guys, you know, especially with the whole finding your friends. I mean, you know, it could be a thing where you have a guy, you know, like Eric Wineland coming into this race. You know, he is not a part of a team. He is a free agent driver in this race, so he's going to have to look around and try to find help where he can get it. As you see Cameron Stone there hitting the wall, but you know, these guys are all going to have to fight to work and see who they can work with, and just get everything kind of lined up and ready to go to see if they can make something work. Now, I'm noticing that we currently are missing a playoff driver from the field with just 12 seconds left. Dale Leakus Jr. I notice is not here in the sim. I don't recall him saying he was going to have to miss this week. But if he indeed is not going to be here, which it looks like will be the case, as practice has ended as we get ready for qualifying, that will surely drop him to a must-win going into Homestead. And while we mention it, before we get to qualifying, let's take a look at those points at that playoff grid. You see there, Rich Petruco, the only driver that has punched his ticket into the Final Four at Phoenix. Below him, Zach Rinker, Cameron Stone, both at a 44-point advantage. And then you see Eric Wineland. He sits 19 points to the good in the final playoff spot. Craig Fryer is on the outside looking in. He's down to 19 points. Dale Leakus Jr. comes in down 22. Dalton Kelly down 24. And Alonso Gicano virtually in a must-win situation after missing Bristol. He is down 56 points to the cut line. So the big thing about qualifying at a plate track as well, it being a single run, really doesn't mean enough. It doesn't mean too much because everybody's going to be worried about the draft more so than they are about single car runs.
Yeah, I think a lot of these drivers would like to start up front, at least in that pole position. If you're not in the first couple of rows, I think everybody's just going to kind of want to chill out in the back for a bit. Some guys may purposely put a slower lap down just so that they can guarantee they'll be in the back anyway. But the draft is definitely key, and even if you do start in the back, you don't want to lose that draft.
Yeah, it's going to be critical to even just maintain the draft throughout the race as that run goes on, because you don't want to lose that. That's a very, very big thing to do, is to keep hold of that draft, to manage it, and to stay with it. So that way you're not left behind or anything, and you can keep battling for that win, or more importantly, the stage points. You see Dalton Kelly, a playoff driver here, setting his qualifying laps as he comes through to the tri-oval. He's going to start his qualifying here. I believe Michael Kruger is the first truck that was out on track. He is currently coming to the tri-oval to start his first lap. Brett Bennett, Carl Felver, Joshua Smutsko, they're coming around as well to set lap times at the line that time. Michael Kruger to the point. No, Brett Bennett actually fastest so far. Carl Felver third now as he crosses the line. Smutsko goes to P2. Alonso Chicano, Rich Petruco, Oscar Enriquez heading towards the line as Dalton Kelly is heading through 3 and 4 to start his first lap. As more lap times go down, Petruco goes to 2 on the board. Now it's Enriquez. And as Cameron Stone looks like he's rolling off of pit road, Dalton Kelly looks to complete lap 1.
Watch for the second lap to really be the money lap. A lot of these drivers be running up the against the wall on their first lap to try to build as much momentum for their second lap, the money lap, if you will.
You say that, Dalton Kelly's first lap, the fastest lap thus far, but of course, Michael Kruger is going to be the first truck to set his second lap on the bottom. He hugs it all the way, and he will go to the top of the boards. You see Brett Bennett, Carl Felver, Joshua Smutsko, they are going to cross the line there. Bennett unable to top Kruger. Felver, Smutsko go 3 and 4. And as Alonso Chicano crossing the line, he'll go top of the boards. Petruco, now Petruco! And then Enriquez gets it just in second, as now we look to see the 57, Cameron Stone, I believe, is currently going for his second lap, but he has set the fastest time on his first lap. His first lap around was the fastest lap, and Cameron Stone now on that bottom line. You see Rich Petruco 8/1000ths of a second slower than this 57. Definitely some speed in qualifying here for some of these guys here in this group with Petruco and Stone 1 and 2.
It's pretty impressive. Stone was able to get the highest speed on his first lap. See how much, if he improves, how much he improves by.
Does not improve.
The only thing I could think of is that his setup was set for a first lap run. It definitely proved to be a really good first lap setup.
Brian Haynes will complete his second lap there. Looks like it's going to stay stagnant, but Eric Wineland out of time for that second lap. It looks like Haynes just got there, but Eric Wineland unable to do so. So, taking a look at your starting grid presented by Marathon PCs, Cameron Stone, Rich Petruco, they will take the front row as they will start P1 and P2 in this Talladega race. Oscar Enriquez, Dalton Kelly, a couple SPLD trucks making up row 2. And it's Alonso Chicano and Michael Kruger that will make up row 3.
Brett Bennett and Brian Hayes will start 7th and 8th. Carl Felver and Joshua Smutsko in row 5. And row 6 will see Eric Wineland and Zach Rinker.
Back behind them in row 7, Craig Fryer and Mason Lowry. Then row 8, it's going to be Kyle Reuter and Jeffrey Armstead. Row 9 sees Andrew Shartner and Cody Bird, and rounding out the field, the in-race reporter, Tyler Watermolen, makes 19 trucks for today's race, and I do want to say I noticed a couple names missing. No Dustin Hall, and no Adam Benefield this week. So we'll definitely have to see for that one, but that is your starting grid presented by Mardon Tech. So as the field begins to grid here, what do you say, Josh? Who's going to wind up in victory lane tonight?
Well, I don't know if this can be a plate race without me picking this guy. I've said time and time before in another series that this guy reminds me of Joey Logano at plate races. And he really does. He's my pick to win tonight. I think Alonso Chicano, driver of the number 25, he's going to get it done tonight and put his truck in victory lane.
You know, I want to say that's a really excellent choice, but I thought you were talking about somebody else. I was expecting you to mention a different name, but ironic that it's in the same row. I think we're going to see the 41 of Michael Kruger getting it done here tonight. He'll find his way to victory lane in that 41 Haas Automotive Chevy Silverado. And those were your picks to win here for tonight's race. Let's take a look at a quick race summary as the field starts rolling, getting ready to race. And as we look at it here, remember, there are going to be 2 stage cautions, so 2 guaranteed. 94 laps here at Talladega. Lap 20, lap 40 will be your stage breaks, so they should be able to make it through the stages without having to stop. It's that 3rd stage there. Well, they'll have to make a pit stop. About 54 laps. Give or take a few. So definitely going to have to worry about running out of fuel there near the end of this race. But you got enough to make it through the first 2 stages. You don't got to worry about that. It's all about that last one and getting it done to the end.
Seems like one driver did not roll to the grid. That's going to be Joshua Smutsko. He is currently in pit road.
And we'll have to see. And you see there, Oscar Enriquez, and you notice with Oscar Enriquez and Dalton Kelly, a couple schemes here, running pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October. You know, very important for a lot of people. You know, cancer is a very terrible thing that affects a lot of people worldwide. My great aunt even, she battled breast cancer as well. So very touching to me. To see a field, you know, has some pink in it here during the month of October. It's always really nice, but you see there a couple of those guys running pink. But getting ready to go here at Talladega for 94 laps as the pace car rolls through 3 and 4. Got to pull down onto the apron, head down towards pit road. Cameron Stone, Rich Petruco, make up your front row. So as the pace car dives down pit road, through that tri-oval, remember, the start-finish line is on the front straightaway, not through the tri-oval. Into the Geico restart zone, the green flag is displayed. We are underway here at Talladega. Top 6 stayed 2 by 2 as Cameron Stone and Rich Petruco still side by side. I believe the lap lead that time went to Rich Petruco at the line, just barely. As they cross it there, you see maybe the top 9 all stuck together in this first pack. And everybody back there from Craig Fryer on back still kind of lining up a little bit further back, out of harm's way it looks like. But there's a truck out there up top. See Dalton Kelly goes 3 wide, maybe just trying to drop back to the back of this pack here. Everybody's playing it safe right now.
Yeah, this is a long race. Definitely do not want to tear up your truck early on or get involved in a mess that could have been avoided here. Dalton Kelly playing it safe early.
Yeah, doesn't want to be in that spot where you're in the outside lane. They wreck up India. A lot of times you'll see with the race at Talladega, the wreck washes up in the corner. So it kind of cleans itself from the bottom lane. So you've got to worry about that. But we'll see how this all plays out. You see that solid white truck up top? That is the 27 of Rich Petruco. I don't know if Trey Paints just hates me right now or if it's something else, but that 27 car, 27 truck, so you can see the EPI performance, the elite performance, but can't really see anything else on that truck. So that, of course, though, is Rich Petruco. You see over there on the ticker in green, he's locked in. Meanwhile, the rest of the guys, they are still going to battle for every spot they can get. As we look at the points, that is from the start of this race, not as they run. The only live updates we'll see for that cutoff line is through the stages.
I'm very surprised. The south side line with only 3 trucks. And another one going out there, but really just 3 trucks here. They've been doing a great job just trying to stay to the outside lane. Rich Petruco, of course, leading that lane. Michael Kruger and Brett Bennett behind.
I believe that back behind them is the 56 of Mason Lowry. I don't think we've seen Lowry in a couple weeks. Missed a couple races there, but back here for Talladega, ready to try to go for the win here tonight. He had a good shot at Pocono. He had a good qualifying run coming into that race to go for the win, but lap 1 issues stacked up. Pretty much wiped him out early and eliminated him from the playoffs. So he's currently up there running the 7th position. Kind of fluctuating right there on the outside lane now as he's pulled back up to that 47 of Brett Bennett.
Still am not convinced that a 4-truck pack is going to be good enough to get that outside lane really going. They will be able to hang to the outside if they really want to.
On board with 45 adult. You see Mason Lowry diving to the inside just in front of him. Had to get off it a little bit to let him in, but Mason Lowry moves to the bottom. As you see now, only 2 trucks in the outside lane. That's the 41 of Michael Kruger and the 47 of Brett Bennett. Still going to be aggressive here in that top lane.
I was wondering, I was watching that 45, Dalton Kelly, who backed up quite a ways between himself and Mason Lowry, and I was wondering if he was going to let in Brett Bennett and Michael Kruger. Of course, Kruger Bennett working with Dalton Kelly, but it didn't appear to be the case.
And that outside line is peered off entirely, but now you see 2 new guys going to the top. That's Alonso Chicano and Carl Felver. Felver out of the playoffs, Chicano still in it. He's virtually in a must-win situation here coming into this race. He was down 56 to the cut line, so even if he doesn't win, he very likely needs a miracle to make it in. He would need a disasterful race for the likes of Eric Wineland, Craig Fryer, or even Cameron Stone or Zach Brinker, because the only one he's close to right now is Wineland. Wineland is 19 points above that cut line. Chicano was 56 back to him. So he would need Wineland to have a disaster these next 2 races, and he would need to rack up some serious points if he were to overtake him. But they've got that outside line rolling. Got 5 trucks up there. You see that 17. That's Craig Fryer. He's in the outside lane as well now. So we've got it going here. 2 lanes rolling at Talladega.
Alonso Chicano, he did a great job trying to get up to the front with the help from Felver. Kruger and Bennett, of course, stayed on the outside. I don't think they really had a choice in that matter. That helped them out a lot.
took them from dropping way back to being able to pull up with them. You see the battle still ongoing for the lead. That outside lane just can't get fully formed up. You see the 15, a little bit of a moment blinked out there, but there are definitely battles going on. You know, that outside lane wants to get formed up and just rock and roll, but the inside line just does not want to let up just yet. That's the 66th of Oscar Enriquez on the back bumper of Cameron Stone, shoving him on that inside line here as this first stage is 8 laps in.
See that outside lane just having so much more momentum down the straightaways than in the corners, and Alonso Chicano, he's going to lead a couple laps in a row there. Very close.
But you see the issues, Felber has to kind of back off a little bit, and a lot of it that time actually. It's going to cost them a couple spots there as that outside lane just is having issues now, but you see back behind them, a little bit further back, I believe that there is the 60 of Zach Rinker, and behind him is the 86 of Brian Haynes. Looks like Rinker's closing back in, pulling back off of the back of Dalton Kelly. He's close enough to where he can pull that draft, and then behind them, Brian Haynes, Kyle Reuter, Andrew Shartner, Jeffrey Armistead, Cody Bird, and Tyler Watermolen. That's the second pack right here. They're not too far off of the leaders, about 2 seconds off. But if they can kind of get lined up and work together, they can roll back up to this lead pack and catch back up with them to try to go to work on getting some spots here as the stage winds down. But right now, it's Cameron Stone out front.
Outside the line, once again, trying to generate enough momentum with just the 4 trucks that are out there now.
Fryer back to the outside. Now it's back to 5 trucks. Fryer jumping back to the outside lane. They're definitely going to push for everything they have to see if they can't make the move work.
It's going to be close at the line once again. And it was Cameron Stone that led that lap.
That inside line just a little more formed up, a little more stable on the outside, kind of bobbling back and forth. As you see that back stretch there, that straightaway speed this outside lane can carry compared to the inside lane, but of course they're wrapping the bottom the shortest way around the track. That's where they're able to gain all that time back up.
Alonso Chicano actually had Cameron Stone clear down the backstretch, but he did not want to pull down, rather stand to the outside with the help of Carl Felber.
I noticed the 48's on pit road, Joshua Smutsko. A lap down here after this one. And I don't know if any issues might be persisting with that 48, Josh. You might be able to take a look at that one. But my readings are showing that he is on pit road.
I'm actually seeing that he is out on the track
There
right
he
in front
is.
of the lead pack.
I don't know why it's showing me he's on pit road, but it's showing that he is slowly down here on the top lane as the leaders approach. You see that they went from 5 to 3 in the outside lane, but Felver and Chicano are almost clear. They could have left Kruger hanging, but they didn't, staying with him on the outside. You see Fryer's a little bit further back, and it looks like Bennett dropped to the bottom there. Coming up 8 laps to go till the end of stage 1.
One thing I'm noticing is Felber is looking high a lot of times right off the exit of the corner. And I can't imagine that he'd be running too hot. Maybe his truck is just a little bit too loose. Off corner exit.
I see the 17 pulls up to the top lane, and the 15 and the 25 follow. Fryer, Felver, and Chicano to the top lane. Michael Kruger stuck in the middle in the sucker hole. He's going to be left hanging by the CFM trucks. Fryer
moves down to the middle.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what that move was there for this outside line, but it obviously wasn't one that's going to work. Cameron Stone leads that top 5 clear now from the middle to the top lane. As you see, it looks like Kruger's going to fall in line in 6th with Brett Bennett in 7th. So a disastrous move that pretty much killed the outside lane, but Michael Kruger still wants to give it a shot. He's still rolling the outside lane. He might pull Brett Bennett up with him, but it looks like he's going to stay tucked in line for now.
I think Brett wanted to, then decided not to. Brett's going to allow Kruger get into line here, so now we are all single file.
You can hear the train horns going off now as the only battle side by side, it looks like, is Cody Bird and Tyler Watermolen for a second. Bird dropping back behind Watermolen. But they are slowly losing that second pack, who is slowly losing this first pack. But they're kind of sticking with it, sticking close. With just 6 laps to go in stage 1.
That outside lane is formed back up. Rinker started to make a move, and now everybody goes back down to the bottom.
The pullback down behind the lapper of Joshua Smutko. Michael Kruger trying back once again to the outside lane, but again, he's got no help. I believe he's got a friend coming out. Here comes Brett Bennett to the outside. He's going to start back up on that outside lane with Michael Kruger. He'll duck back in line just a little bit to try to get a little bit more draft, a little more run. You'll see the 17, that's Craig Fryer. He'll jump to the outside lane now, and I expect to see some more following as we got 5 laps to go here in stage number 1. Dalton Kelly moves to the outside lane to follow behind the 17 of Craig Fryer. And you see Chicano tried to make the move to get in front of his teammate, almost ran him up the track. That sends the outside line scrambling. They're going to get formed up yet again here on the outside, try to make a move on Michael Kruger. Dalton Kelly's going to go with him.
That was a textbook move by Alonso Chicano there. Get 3 wide. He wants to lead that outside lane.
And here comes Carl Felvern out of the outside lane. He's going to take the lead of this outside lane as they're storming through 3 and 4. Dalton Kelly dives back low. They're coming up. And you see Brett Bennett now pulling up. Eric Wineland considering it as well. Going to be 4 laps to go this time to the stage. And Petruco now starting to look. They're starting to get racy now. Petruco and Wineland. Now Enriquez moves to block. An aggressive move by Oscar Enriquez. Puts the fielder on. And there goes Enriquez into Cameron Stone. Into Eric Wineland. Mason Lowry gets a piece of it. I think Smutko got it as well, but Oscar Enriquez with a poorly timed block is going to cost him a ton of time. Dalton Kelly may have got a piece of it as well, another playoff driver, but in the end this led to Carl Felver, Craig Fryer, and Alonso Chicano taking the race lead from the outside lane.
Felver just dropped to 3rd to allow Chicano to get the lead. Now Rich Petruco trying to make a move to the outside. He does not have any help yet.
Gonna quickly go back and see what happened, if we can. Coming through the tri-oval, Petruco peeks to the outside. Oscar Enriquez went to follow. He gets a little bit of a bump from the 27, but as he tries to pull back low in front, it was just too late. He gets turned into Cameron Stone, into Eric Wineland, into Mason Lowry, and it slows up Dalton Kelly as well. And just like that, a bunch of those guys went by, and Oscar Enriquez finds himself in the 17th position as the lead of the field. Alonso Chicano coming around, going to get the 2 to go this time by. This would be big for Alonso.
This would indeed be very big for him. Collect stage points here. That is 10 points to help him try to cut the deficit down as much as he possibly can. And he's got a couple of teammates behind him that are going to help protect Petruco and Bennett from trying to get up there. Bennett's trying to make that outside lane work, but he's not able to, as he's just a single truck out there on the outside lane.
Leading the second pack, Jeffrey Armistead. They are 4 seconds back of the race lead. That's Jeffrey Armistead, Zach Rinker, Michael Kruger. That's Cameron Stone, Dalton Kelly, Kyle Reuter, and Cody Bird. That is looks like 6th through 12th. these positions are as they continue to battle. It's going to be up here. It's going to be this battle for the stage win. As Alonso Giacano leads them here, Craig Fryer in second, Rich Petruco in fourth. Those are the playoff guys, still hunting for any point they can get. Of course, Petruco just wants to take away some from anybody he can. As you'll see, an unlikely pairing, Rich Petruco and Brett Bennett. You find your friends where you can. Coming to the white here in stage number 1. Can Rich Petruco try to steal the stage win?
I think Chicano here, he's going to stay with Fryer on the bottom, not try to go up and block. He knows there's only 2 trucks on that outside lane where he's got 2 trucks behind him on the bottom lane. So Chicano now getting a huge push from Fryer down the back straightaway.
Massive push from the 17 of Craig Fryer to the back of his teammate Alonso Giacano. Heading into 3 and 4 to end stage 1. It's a top 5 breakaway from the rest of the field. Cameron Stone has dropped back to 12th. He is dropping a lot of spots here, it looks like. Slow on the track, but it doesn't matter. Coming through the tri-oval. Petruco's got one last shot to get there. Just can't quite get enough, it doesn't look like. And through the turn, Alonso Giacano is going to win stage number 1. 10 points that he desperately needed coming into this race.
Great stage win there for Chicano.
A very big stage win. I believe the scoring had Petruco ahead in second. Craig Fryer was third.
That is what I'm showing. Alonso Chicano, Rich Petruco, Craig Fryer, Brett Bennett, Carl Felber, Michael Kruger, Dalton Kelly, Jeffrey Armstead, Cody Bird, and Zach Rinker, the top 10.
And looking at that right now, let's look and see what we got points-wise, if we can do it. There we go. So that's going to put a very close deficit now between the rest of the field, as some of these guys able to score points where others were not. But Alonso Giacano, your stage 1 winner, what do you say we get some words in with him, Josh?
Yeah, absolutely. See if I can find him here. Hey Alonso, it's the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys. How's it going?
It's going good up here. Hopefully it's going good down there. Stage win for you. And what's it gonna take here to continue to lead this thing and hopefully lock yourself in tonight?
It's gonna take a little bit of luck, to be honest with you. I mean, it's Talladega, so you never know what's gonna happen. I thought we were in a good position there when we were on the outside, and I had Carl behind me, but Craig wanted to make a move and go all the way to the top, and we just fell like a rock. And I thought it was over for us, but thankfully we got super lucky and just somehow narrowly escaped a possible wreck, and just things played out in my favor there. Just plain and simple. So hopefully we're gonna need a little bit more of that.
How important is it here to really work with teammates and friends? Noticed a couple times you taken Michael Kruger and another driver 3 wide, just trying to lead that outside lane.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in a position I am in points, just any point you can get is super important and valuable. So it's just we're doing anything we can just to kind of be up front. So it's important to kind of stick with teammates, sticking with Craig, Carl, and Cody to
to hopefully rack up another 10 points during the stage. And going for max points today, hopefully, if we can.
All right, we'll let you get back up in there with your teammates, and maybe we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Hope so. See you later.
And that was Alonso Chicano, driver the number 25, also stage number 1 winner here in the playoff race at Talladega.
We'll see Mason Lowry out of the race here. Looks like the contact might have been a little bit stronger damage than we thought. Eric Wineland's still on pit road as well, another playoff driver. You see, he is still getting service done as the field is coming through 3 and 4, coming through the tri-oval almost now. At 21, still on pit road getting repairs, possibly from that incident with Oscar Enriquez. As you see him start to roll, Enriquez has rejoined the field as well. What do you say we dial up also our in-race reporter, Tyler Watermole, and see what his thoughts were after that first stage, Josh? Hey, Tyler.
Tyler.
This is the voice up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Alrighty, well, an eventful first stage. You find yourself 11th now, coming off of pit road. What are your thoughts so far on how this race has played out?
I'm surprised that little incident over there didn't have a caution, but I'm fine with it. Didn't hurt me that much.
Yeah, you laid back pretty far. Were able to avoid all the trouble and find yourself in a decent spot right now, I would say, coming to this restart. What are your thoughts right now as we're getting ready to go green here this next time by?
Well, I'm about to just do what I did last time, except I'll have to actually drop back this time probably, but oh well. The third stage is when everything gets chaotic, and that's when I start making my moves.
All right, well, let's get back into it here for stage 2. Best of luck.
Yeah, thanks.
And so that's Tyler Watermole, and of course, our in-race reporter. So looking at it off of pit road, Michael Kruger, Brett Bennett, first 2 off of pit road. Then it was Rich Petruco, Craig Fryer, Carl Felver, and then Alonso Chicano. And then Kyle Reuter, Andrew Shartner, Brian Haynes, and of course Tyler Watermole looks to be 10th now as of scoring. Of course, it's kind of fluctuating back and forth because some of these guys are laying back. But Kruger electing the top lane here for this restart. And you see the points updated there. Zach Rinker put a point between himself and Cameron Stone, so they are no longer even Steven. But Eric Wineland losing a lot of points there, some valuable points. He is now only 11 points above the cut line. Craig Fryer gaining 9 points in that stage. Or actually, no, he gained 8 with a third place finish. Excuse me. Petruco was credited with a second, I believe. Of course, this is all unofficial scoring because obviously we can't just keep freezing time and trying to look back at it. We'll get this all sorted out at the end of this race. But as of right now, we're operating as Petruco second, Fryer third in stage number 1. Pace car pulls off. The field is in the hands of Michael Kruger and Brett Bennett coming through the tri-oval into the Geico restart zone. We are green once more here at Talladega.
Great jump out of Michael Kruger. And he is now going to pull down to the inside lane, but is he too far out there?
A massive jump by Michael Kruger leaves him a sitting duck. Here comes Brett Bennett and Rich Petruco. You see the outside lane forming up. That's Craig Fryer, Alonso Chicano, Carl Felver. And I believe that's Andrew Shartner behind them at first. He popped back down to the inside lane just behind Kyle Reuter. You see that 18. He was eliminated from the first round of the playoffs as well. Was unsuccessful in advancing. But he sees himself going for a race win here tonight. Meanwhile, out front, it's Craig Fryer, Alonso Chicano, and Carl Felver working the top lane. Rich Petruco now coming to the aid of that outside lane to allow for the CFM 1-2-3, at least maybe for a second, coming through the tri-oval. Now it looks like it'll be 1-2-3. Craig Fryer leading now here at Talladega.
And I'm seeing really nobody connected except those CFM guys.
Very good job working together there. to get out front of these guys here. As you see on board, Brett Bennett finds himself 5th place right now. Currently 5th. Of course, he's kind of bounced around in the top 10 this whole race, but he's not dropped out of it yet. He's still rolling strong here in the top 5. He's gunning for his first career win here in the Juggernaut Truck Series. So we'll have to see if he can make it happen today. See them go single file right here for a long time, but Dalton Kelly slips them off the corner. Eric Weiland, I believe, is the one behind him. Or no, it's Rich Petruco, excuse me. Almost thought about making the move, didn't make it. In fact, Eric Weiland is actually 7 seconds off of the pace, at least for the leader here. Eric Weiland right now by himself out on the track. He is currently scored in the 17th position. This will be a brutal hit for him and his points if he is unable to do a good, at least finish well tonight, as that will be a massive hit. Another guy that's struggling as well, but came with a lot more of a cushion. That's Cameron Stone. He's in the draft with some of these guys. Just he is currently scored 16th, so not a good enough run to really be able to benefit so far. The only benefit would be if everybody else wrecks out here. That second lane starting to work. Rich Petruco, Cody Bird. Now it looks like Zach Rinker moving to the outside lane back in the back.
Outside lane starting to form up. Kruger thinks about it. He does move up there. Now Michael Kruger trying to make some moves.
Michael Kruger, Rich Petruco, Cody Bird, and Zach Rinker's a little bit further behind. Definitely an unholy alliance, I would say, but we're going to see how things work out for them on the outside as they are currently working on Brett Bennett, looking to catch up to the front of this field and see if they can challenge Craig Fryer.
Not able to make anything happen just yet.
Battling hard here, stage number 2 for the Juggernaut Truck Series playoffs here at Talladega. We're going to take a quick break, take a quick side-by-side. Don't go anywhere. You won't miss a thing. We'll take you side-by-side.
This season, Brad Keselowski knows there's nothing harder than winning. Not taking the high line at Bristol. Not doing a post-race press conference with a bunch of psychiatrists.
Brad, tell me a little bit about your mother.
Not eating a huge turkey dinner, then trying to stay awake during a foreign film. Winning is even harder than getting pepper sprayed. Then being able to unlock a magic eye poster.
It's a shark.
Yep. Brad Keselowski understands that if winning were easy, losers would do it.
Man, we're door to door. I have the better car, fresher tires. I drove it in deep, and you missed it. I know you wanted to watch it, but you got throttled by your data plan, and it slowed you down. You hit your data limit streaming all that techno music, didn't you? I mean, really? Man, you've got some questionable taste in music.
Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data.
Nothing's tougher than a Mahindra tractor.
Except a bigger Mahindra tractor.
Pound for pound,
This one's still tougher. Tough. Tougher. Tough. Tougher.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stuart Haas Racing.
I got a race this weekend. I'll see you later.
Hey, man. You cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it?
Oh, man.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. When the race
All right, fine.
Are we good? We're good.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti. I'm Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy, customers love the new paint color. It's your beard.
Oh, wow.
And living legend, Jimmy Johnson is on aisle 8.
Dawn, this is all great. Maybe a little much. I think we're playing it pretty cool here.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
He saved at the pump!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Saw it all in non-stop. The side-by-side action has now become a battle for the race lead. Michael Kruger now to the outside, trying to battle with Craig Fryer for the top spot.
Outside line is really formed up. Armstead goes to the outside. I think he wanted to bail out of this.
Bailing out or overheating, I don't know which one it was, but Alonso Chicano is still right there on the back bumper of Craig Fryer. As you see that outside lane, the 3 trucks out there. How about this? Michael Kruger, Rich Petruco, Cameron Stone rebounding back up to the front, which, you know, he mentioned it in pre-race. He had a beat-up truck that was ready for the junkyard, but he was still able to make it to victory lane, so he's still got a fighting chance here as long as that engine's okay. See there, started on pole, dropping all the way back to 16th at one point in this race. And right now he finds himself 6th. You see the lapper up ahead. That is Eric Wineland. You know, coming into this race, he was 19 points above the cut line. And now he's going to find himself going a lap down with a damaged truck. Not at all the day the 21 team wanted, as they're going to have to fight now at Homestead to make sure they make the final four.
That outside lane is formed up better than the inside lane is now. We'll see here. Kruger is able to get to the front.
Kelly moving up to the top lane as well now, working with Stone and Petruco. You know, working with those two and Kruger. Here comes Jeffrey Armstead back in that outside lane. Coming up, 5 laps to go in stage 2. The battle's about to start getting intense. Alonso Chicano peeking up just a little bit, maybe trying to get some clean air to the grill. But that's going to allow that outside lane to roll a little better. They're going to catch back up, and they're going to fly to the front. Here comes Michael Kruger for the race lead.
Craig Fryer did lead that lap. It was not by much. Chicano wanting to move up top. Stand down with his teammates.
Petruco is glued to that back bumper of the 41 of Michael Kruger. He is shoving him with everything he has down the back straightaway. Like I said, work with who you can. You make your friends where you can find them. And right now, that 27 Rich Petruco has made friends with Michael Kruger. And Cameron Stone right there on his back bumper. Dalton Kelly, Jeffrey Armstead, and I believe it's Brett Bennett now that's moved to the outside lane. Tyler Watermold and Oscar Enriquez, all the SBLD drivers lining up there in the outside lane. But it's still CFM on the inside leading the way here. 4 laps to go in stage 2.
It is CFM against everybody at this point. CFM all lined up at the bottom, everybody else up top.
Yeah, see Cody Bird's now caught back up, so now all 4 of them together on this bottom lane. A big shove from Alonso Chicano knocks the 17 a little squirrely. He's able to keep it straight. Everybody's able to keep it in the gas. But pushing hard to get to the end of this stage. And see, Fryer moves to block the top. He'll move to block the run from Michael Kruger. Kruger wants to step out to the outside. He's going to do so. Fryer's in a bad spot now. Kruger to the inside. He's able to stay in front of the 41. Alonso Chicano leads in the line that time. 3 laps to go in stage 2.
I wonder if it's a ploy to allow Chicano to have the first truck on the bottom.
I don't know about
slow that top lane up, but
he moved
Fryer
right back
does
down.
get down.
And move right back down. Michael Kruger's now in a really good spot to capitalize if he can. We'll have to see. We're going to see everything unfolding here on board. That's the 27, Rich Petruco. He is shoving the back of Michael Kruger down the back straightaway, trying to get right up on the back of that 41 to get him out to the front. Doing everything they can for these stage points as we see them battle coming to 2 to go. Still Craig Fryer out front.
I'm just amazed at how well those 4 trucks on the bottom are working together, that these guys up top cannot generate enough momentum to clear the bottom lane.
I wonder if there's something working back here. You see Dalton Kelly laid back a little bit more. That's allowed all of SPLD to be lined up together. Are they going to try to make a 3rd lane work, do you think? Or are they going to stay back and just ride it out for what points they can get?
I think we'll find out here at the line very quickly.
Outside lane dropping back a little more. Rich Petruco, Cameron Stone going to move to the outside of Michael Kruger. They're going to try to make it work. Double file there on the outside lane. But you see Michael Kruger left in the middle all by himself. That opens the door for the inside lane to roll on as Craig Fryer, Alonso Chicano, Carl Felber take the white flag for stage number 2. But look at the run the outside lane's got. They've got Dalton Kelly with them. Kelly gets the wall just a little bit. But that inside line is taken off and running away. Kruger moves to the top. He's going to have one last chance. Jeffrey Armistead going to go with him to shove him to the front. Does he have enough? Petruco, Stone go to the outside, make it 3 wide back, further back. But that's going to help out the 17 and 25. Through 3 and 4. Does Chicano step out? Yes, he does. He moves to block the 41. Coming through the tri-oval, heading down to the start-finish line. This will be for the 2nd stage. It's going to go to, I believe, Alonso Chicano gets it at the line.
Great move by Alonso Chicano to win stage 2. He sweeps the stages tonight.
A impressive move as everybody else was fanned out coming to that one there. Let's see if we can go back and see it here. You can see as the field flies by, we'll see if we can't get it a little bit slowed down. Coming to that start-finish line. You see this battle to the line. We're going to get a look from the start and finish line here. As the field comes through very slowly, obviously. Slowed it down enough to where we can catch it. There you see Alonso Chicano. Then it was Craig Fryer, Michael Kruger, Carl Felber. And then you see the rest of them fly by. I believe that lets Brett Bennett finish 10th. You see the rest of the field flying by there. So with that, Alonso Chicano sweeping the stages. Important for his championship hopes to stay alive. But also big, Craig Fryer 2nd in that stage. So Alonso Chicano is able to sweep the stages. And he is able to take over both stages. Very, very big for him and his playoff hopes. Keeping them alive. So your unofficial scoring for stage 2. Alonso Chicano 1st, Craig Fryer 2nd, Michael Kruger was 3rd, Carl Felber was 4th, Jeffrey Armistead 5th, Rich Petruco comes in 6th actually instead of 5th. as I thought it was at the line. Cody Bird 7th. Cameron Stone brings it home 8th. Then you see Dalton Kelly 9th and Brett Bennett 10th. So some big stage points for some of these guys that really needed it. You know, they needed it the most, and they got it. But Alonso Chicano sweeping the stages. Needed it the most out of anybody. As you see the race off pit road, I believe Richard Trucco wins it. Cameron Stone 2nd. Michael Kruger 3rd. Alonso Chicano is off 4th. We saw Chicano sweep the stages, but how about the guy who scored the 2nd most stage points here in today's event? Let's see, Josh, I think you've got Craig Fryer dialed up.
Hey, Craig, it's the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Great race tonight so far. A lot of stage points racked up for you. One more stage to go. I've been working really well with your teammates, so is the game plan still just to continue to work with them and stay out front?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a plan. I mean, you're going to need teammates in order to survive here. The low lane is the king right now, so I mean, if you can, you know, having Cody here is definitely helping us too. You know, Alonso's got 2 stage wins so far. I mean, he was 51 out to start this. He's only 31 out now on my calculations. I think I'm 2 out now to Wineland based off of his little mishaps in the first 2. So I think, you know, if we can kind of push Alonso and then maybe make next week's race something, and I don't know, maybe we can get 2 in there somehow out of this mess. Yeah, it's definitely shaping up. I wasn't expecting to be up there racing, but just the way everything shaped out in the first 10 laps and that, I thought, you know, let's try to go grab some stage points.
So far, you know, working with the team, are you satisfied with how well your team is working together to ultimately stay up front and fight for the stage points?
Yeah, normally, I mean, Carl and I work really well together. We're really good at supers. I don't know if that's like a brag or anything. I mean, Michael Waltrip was good at them, but I'm normally the pusher, and you know, so it's weird to have roles reverse. It took him a little bit to get used to being behind and kind of knowing when to pop out and what to do, because you know, I don't know. Let's see what happens, but it's working with teammates is going pretty well so far. Sorry, I'm scrolling through stuff right now, so I can't really talk.
It's all good. We'll let you get back up in there with your team, and maybe we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks, guys.
And that was Craig Fryer, driver of the number 17 truck for CFM.
So he mentioned Chicano, he believes out 31. Actually, right now, he is out 36 points. Your updated points as they run, of course, all unofficial until after this race. Richard Trucco is locked in. Doesn't matter where he's running points-wise, but Cameron Stone is up 30 now to the cut line. Zach Rinker is up 28. Eric Wineland is only up 2. Craig Fryer is down the 2, so he had that one right. But Dalton Kelly is down 18. Dale Lekas Jr. right now only down 22, but of course that will change at the end of this race. Once everybody scores points, where Lekas will not score points, that'll drop him further back. But Alonso Chicano, the 2 stage wins prove valuable. 36 points now. It's a lot more obtainable to get there. So definitely big for this 25 team. That puts him now only 36 behind the cut line, which will be huge for the rest of this race and the rest of these this race and next race at Homestead. So we'll have to see how they shake out. But Richard Trucco, Cameron Stone, they got off pit road 1-2. Then it was Alonso Chicano, Craig Fryer, Carl Felver, Cody Bird. So all the CFM guys right there, 3rd through 6th. There's Zach Rinker, Andrew Schartner, Brian Haynes, Kyle Reuter. Then there's Michael Kruger, Dalton Kelly, Tyler Watermullen, Oscar Enriquez, Jeffrey Armistead, and I believe Brett Bennett may have topped off on fuel. He is very far back from the field right now as they're coming to the restart. Brett Bennett is only coming through 3 and 4 right now, so he may end up Kyle Busching this one. We'll have to see as the field comes through the restart zone. And Rich Petruco is on the gas. The green flag is back out. We're racing again here at Talladega. A great launch by the 27. And you see Brett Bennett, looks like he slowed it up, catching back up to the field. Didn't get that restart that you thought you were going to see him get. But right now, that inside lane now has formed up entirely except for the front. Here comes Alonso Chicano trying to get the race lead from Rich Petruco.
And Cameron Stone going to give a huge push to Petruco. Now teammates, Chicano goes down. Petruco now goes to the outside.
They're going to fight hard. Petruco's not going to have enough room, though. He's going to have that 17 to his outside. He really can't make that move. He's going to be stuck in the middle of 3 wide.
Fryer finally able to get the move he wanted to go to that outside lane. We'll see where Stone goes. Stone does go in the middle to help out Petruco, just as I thought he was. Chicano now falling like a rock.
They'll fall back behind him. You see Felver and Fryer, they'll drop to the bottom. They'll take the 1-2 spot for CFM. Then you see Chicano and Bird further back. How about Andrew Shartner leading the outside lane with Brian Haynes and Kyle Reuter there on the outside. They're going to try to rock it up to the front here together.
First time Andrew Shartner's really been up front, as well as Kyle Reuter. Those two and Brian Haynes start to make some noise on the outside line. See if they can really get hooked up and work their way past the 17 of Craig Fryer.
Now, what I'm interested to see right here, something I've noticed. We're talking about teamwork, teammates working together. You've got the 3 on the outside lane. I believe those are all members of the same team. I want to say that is for BK Motorsports. They're all working together there in the outside lane. You see the battling between, the Craig Felber Motors teammates, the 17, the 15, the 25, and the 13. And then you also see the Silver Bullet Racing machines of Rich Petruco and Cameron Stone all working together. And I noticed, too, a little bit further back from this, everybody that's a part of that SBLD umbrella, from Michael Kruger on back, they kind of lean back a little bit. And I'm wondering if they're going to try to push it on fuel and just try to save. They are not going to make it to the end of this race on that stop right there. But they all came back and topped off, so I'm wondering if they're just in save mode for now, and then going to be a little aggressive with their pit stop strategy here. But of course, Zach Raker all by himself as well. He may end up with those guys as this race goes on. Meanwhile, battle for the lead. Andrew Shartner making the outside lane work. The 3 trucks, the 3 BK Motorsports trucks up top are able to make it stick, and they're going for the race lead.
Not able to have that momentum in the corners. See here how well they do on the straightaway, and huge momentum down that front straightaway as you see Andrew Shartner now ahead by a nose.
Battling side by side to the line that time. Give it a lap lead. I believe Andrew Shartner got it done. So the 18 truck will lead a lap here at Talladega.
That indeed was Andrew Shartner. He is ahead by half a truck length now. Kyle Reuter, I know he can get it done at a plate race. He's won at Talladega in a different league before with the Truck Series. Reuter in a great position working with his teammates.
Yeah, but right now 3 is not greater than 5. Or even 6 now with Cody Bird and Zach Raker that's adding up there. Only 3 trucks currently in the outside lane, everybody else rolling the inside. So that's really not going to help them out here. They'll just have to keep getting these good runs and be stuck tight together if they really want to maintain or even clear for the race lead.
I am amazed at how well those 3 are able to stay up front like this. And they're not really side drafting down at the bottom lane either, trying to slow that lane down. It's just all the momentum from corner exit, using that higher line and off. that is helping them stay right there with these guys for the lead.
You're seeing that inside line is not as tight together. Alonso Giacano, Cameron Stone, Rich Petruco, they're not right up on the back bumper of the truck ahead of them. They're all just kind of spaced out. And that's what's really helping this outside lane is they're all really tight-knit, right on each other. But you see there, the 15 and the 17, Fryer and Felver just shoot back out to the front. They are just about nose to tail right here as they come through the tri-oval to complete lap 50. 45 laps remaining here at Talladega. We're going to take you to another quick break, but don't go anywhere. We're going to give you this break side by side.
As a Grand Prix world champion in triathletes, I know how important it is to stretch before any competition.
I also know it's important to stretch. Mobil 1's advanced technology lubricates our engines.
Yes, that is true.
And my joints.
Oh my word.
Soda cookies. You want one, Jensen?
A broken heart, I can't help you. Rocket science, don't know what to tell you. I may not know how to get to the moon, but when I wanna fly, my crew knows what to do. Crank around the wheel in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how.
Dad, where'd you get that?
Oh, you won't believe what just happened.
Don't tell me you got the last Diet Dew.
Yeah.
I love the taste of Diet Dew. What do you want for it? Deal.
Diet Mountain Dew. Yeah, it tastes that good.
Hey, hotshot. Meter's running.
You're not gonna fit. Maybe you should just get a ride with Kevin. Unbelievable.
Kyle Busch, welcome to Menards. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've got my shopping list right here. I need some green treated lumber. I need a brown Mastercraft door. I need red Clearview cabinets and some blue Dutch Boy paint.
Those are M&Ms.
And?
At Menards, we carry the world's best selection of home improvement products to help you complete your next project.
You've got more of these, right?
It's all gonna fit in your car?
I got a trunk.
Save big money at Menards. Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Napa know how. Napa know how.
Denny and Harrison, welcome to the OfferPad family.
Thanks. Yeah, we're excited. You guys ready?
You know we're ready.
You know, at OfferPad, we're fast too. All online, cash offer in 24 hours. But we also like to make sure that each home selling experience feels special, easy, and different. You guys look awesome!
OfferPad really is different. Yeah, awesome different.
Home selling with OfferPad is awesome different. Request your free cash offer today at OfferPad.com.
You saw it all in nonstop. Still been a tight battle for this race lead. Everybody not wanting to give an inch. But as this battle has stayed consistent, the lead has as well. Craig Fryer, Carl Felver still leading on that bottom lane. The top lane still with no help. It's still only Andrew Shartner, Kyle Reuter, and Brian Haynes rolling the top.
And everybody obviously has to pit one more time, Dawson, but these guys that are rolling the top, they're burning more fuel than the bottom lane. This bottom lane is the fastest way around the track. Outside lane, you could be a little bit more wide open for the guys that are behind Andrew Schartner. So they're all really burning more fuel here. And that could play a factor. They could have to pit much sooner than the rest of the everybody else. And that means they'll have to get down to the bottom lane somehow.
Now, something I want to point out. You know, we've just crossed over that 40-lap threshold. You can make it about close to, I believe, 35 to 40 laps on a full tank in the truck. So it'll definitely be kind of close to that window for these guys to maybe come in and finish. You see the 18, the 9, and the 86 storming back to the race lead. Schartner in the outside lane have got to run.
Huge push there. 18 got from the 9. Andrew Schartner not able to keep ahead of Craig Fryer, but now big momentum down the field.
Oh, spinning!
Turning!
Fryer turned into Reuter. That takes Brian Haynes out as well. Caution flag will fly for the first time in this race. Everybody taking evasive action through the grass.
Wow.
Brett Bennett's got damage. The 47, he's involved. Jeffrey Armistead looks like he got into the back of Bennett because he's got some severe front end damage. But Craig Fryer, turned by the 15, will bring out the first caution for incident on the day, and I think you can go ahead and throw that strategy out the window. See if we can go back just a little bit and see what happened on the exit before heading to the tri-oval. Just 17 gets down and he gets turned right there. Into the wall he goes. Haynes comes up into him. And you can see right there the 68, Tyler Watermole, the 47 of Brett Bennett gets involved. We're going to go on board with the 20 of Jeffrey Armistead and see if we can't see what happened there. You see the wreck happening up ahead. You see them all checking up. He's going to the, oh, and then Bennett tries to go to the top just as well to miss it. That sends him into Watermolen. So 3 trucks get swept up in that as well. Little post-accident issues for those guys there. Everybody trying to check up to miss the wreck. But that results in Andrew Schartner leading the field after that incident. Eric Wineland, I believe, will get the free pass. He'll be back on the lead lap, but he has been slow this entire race, so we'll have to see if any damage repair can be done to help him possibly get back into it. We'll see how it is. We'll get to that pit road camera, see if we can't catch who wins this race off of pit road. And it looks like Chicano's going to be the first off pit road. He rolls out of here, P1. It's going to be Andrew Schartner. Looks like Zach Rinker. Then I believe it was close between Cody Bird and Dalton Kelly. There goes Rich Petruco. Here comes Carl Felver now. Oscar Enriquez. Michael Kruger. And those are the guys that pulled off pit road so far. There goes Cameron Stone. But just like that, you can be swept up in an accident here at Talladega. And we saw that happen. Teammates colliding on the inside lane. Winds up bringing out the first caution for incident on lap 57.
You know, a couple things come to mind here, Dawson, and that's, you know, the fuel window. It's going to be pretty close on fuel, especially if we get some late cautions, green, white, checkers. I think these guys will have to come down pit road if we do get some late cautions.
We might see some guys here come down pit road a second time and top off on fuel, but something I'm thinking of here, the 18 of Andrew Schartner. You know, he was able to get to the race lead after all that, through all that chaos and stuff, but look at what else happened. Brian Haynes and Kyle Reuter were both involved in that wreck. Both took damage. So I'm wondering if that's possibly going to lead to any issues, having nobody to help him as this race goes on. It looks like Kyle Reuter may not be in the session anymore. Right now, he's showing nothing for me. Josh, do you see anything on that 9 truck?
I do see that Reuter has disconnected from the sim. So Reuter not in here.
You see, it looks like everybody's going to top off on fuel here. Everybody wants to take that extra splash of fuel to make sure they can make it to the end if they can. But the big thing here that I'm noticing with him out as well, with this 80, with the 9 truck coming off the track, I see Craig Fryer still on pit road as well, so he's going to go a lap down. So Craig Fryer getting more damage repaired, but he is now going to be scored 1 lap down as well. You can see him right there at the top of your screen. Everybody splash and go pretty much. Get as much fuel in as you can, and then roll off pit road and get lined back up. Except for one. I see one truck that stayed out on track. And it's Brett Bennett in the 47. He got the damage repaired, or at least as much as he can get repaired, and he got back out to the front. Now he will be the race leader. Alonso Chicano, then Andrew Schartner, Rich Petruco, Carl Felver, just as the list goes on here. But I noticed that the 17, Craig Fryer, currently on pit road, scored a lap down, which that's the big thing. That means 15 trucks currently running, so at least more positions for Eric Wineland to gain as this race goes on. But I notice he's back on pit road, I believe. Going to get some last-second fuel and maybe some damage repair if he can. We'll have to see, but that'll be big for him for these playoffs, because that truck swept up in that accident was Craig Fryer. The guy that was 2 points below him at the conclusion of the stages. So really big for Eric Wineland, who was even possibly slated as a championship favorite, as a championship 4 favorite after the recent races there. You know, for the first round, he won the opener at IRP after winning Pocono the week before as well, the race before as well, and then he also went on to win the concluding race for the round of 12.
Something interesting here, Dawson, because everybody came down pit road except that leader, Brett Bennett. This is pretty much going to be a single file restart. Everybody have to restart on the bottom, and that is because the rules state that if you come down pit road on the 1 to green, you automatically have to start on the inside.
And that's something Brett Bennett is going to love to see. He's going to have everybody lined up behind him for this restart. I wouldn't be shocked if Brett Bennett wants to try to count them down to the green when he launches, to make sure he doesn't get too far out ahead of everybody. But you see Brett Bennett, Alonso Chicano, Andrew Schartner, Rich Petruco, Carl Felver, the top 5. Green flag is out. We're back underway at Talladega.
I'm wondering who's going to make the first move. Do they all stay single file here, or does somebody go out, try to get to the outside and get up front?
Oh, you see it already. There goes Alonso Chicano and Andrew Schartner both to the outside of the 47 of Brett Bennett. That pushed in back bumper is going to give them a little bit of worry about how that truck will handle in the draft. And you see nobody wants to be friends with the 47 as Alonso Chicano jumps to the race lead. The top 3 coasting ahead. Now it looks like that 47 is a parachute, and he's in a free fall going to the back.
Friends at all out there for Brett Bennett at the moment. He is just on that outside all by himself.
Now Chicano goes to the outside lane there, way up top all by himself. It's going to allow that inside line to just roll right by him. It's Andrew Schartner, Rich Petruco, Carl Felver, Oscar Enriquez. They are all just going to steamroll past that 25 truck of Alonso Chicano.
High side forming up. Schartner, Petruco, and Felver.
Enriquez making a run to the inside with Cameron Stone on his back bumper, though. And it's going to make the 15 jump to the bottom. Carl Felver leading the inside line. He was the winner of this race last season, just barely beating out Raymond Root, but now he's going for the race lead on Andrew Schartner. It'll be a tough battle here. Some of these guys is now, they're kind of all by themselves. You know, we saw Reuter is out. You know, the 86 of Brian Haynes is damaged right now, but you know, Schartner's going to be able to hold his own. He's got some friends up front. Felver right now, he's got Chicano a little bit further back. Burge further back than that. Craig Fryer, he's showing up as a lap down for me, and it looks like he's also on track, about to be caught by the race leader here, just up ahead of him.
One thing for Andrew Schartner is Brian Haynes actually, yes, he has a damaged truck, but he is now right behind Andrew Schartner on that outside line.
And he's still got pace. We see Schartner's going to duck back in the inside line. It looks like that'll leave that 86 to lead the outside lane. Tyler Watermole right there behind him in the 68. And there you'll see Eric Wineland will duck down below. It looks like Wineland's got most, if not all, of his damage repaired from that earlier incident, or at the very least, he's been able to keep up with the pack down. He has currently scored 10th place, so a blessing in disguise. Some of those wrecks were able to get him back in this thing, so don't count out Eric Wineland just yet. He's won 2 of the playoff races so far. Don't count out this 21 to be able to get back up to the front and make it to the win. You see there, he was as low as 18th at one point in this race. He's kind of battled back through the field. But only 10th place right now, but he's still got a ways to go to the front, and he's looking to make his moves.
Felver jumps to the outside lane. He's going to go way high into that third lane. This is going to hand the race lead over to Oscar Enriquez.
And not so fast, Brian Haynes. Haynes will clear to the bottom. What a move by Brian Haynes with Tyler Watermole on the outside. They are going to roll past that inside lane, and I wonder if Watermole's wanting to get clear to the inside. He definitely wants to get down. It looks like Enriquez is going to give him room to get to the inside. Watermole, though, still staying on the outside. Here comes the 68 truck trying to get to the race lead.
I'm actually surprised Watermole didn't tuck in.
Yeah, he didn't tuck in.
Having no help.
Yeah, but now he's got help. 13 of Cody Bird, the 15 of Carl Felver now to the outside lane with Watermole. I saw Enriquez back off to allow his teammate in, but Watermole didn't want it. He wants to go for the race lead. Side by side through 3 and 4, the 86 and the 68. Side by side drag race down the front straightaway, heading towards the start-finish line. This time by at the line. It looks like it might be the 68's going to lead a lap. It'll be close at the line. Give it to Watermole. He's led a lap. How about this run from the 68 of Tyler Watermole? He's putting on a phenomenal run so far, battling in second place right now on the outside, leading the outside lane, I should say. And he's able to maintain there, but Brian Haynes currently leads the inside line. I'm looking to see if he can't make a run in this one here.
I'm actually surprised Oscar Enriquez is not hooked up with Brian Haynes. And Tyler Watermole not able to really use that advantage to get in front of Haynes.
I don't know why. I don't know why the 68's stuck to the outside for so long. I mean, he's gotten clearance from Enriquez to pull back down in front of him. Of course, the two of them, members of SBLD Racing. You would have thought that Watermole would have pulled down to the inside line when he had the opening, but he didn't take it. He's still rolling this top lane, and it's only going to hurt him over time. You know, he's going to have to use a lot more fuel to run this outside lane as compared to running the draft in the inside. So this move, you know, while it could work for leading laps here as this race goes on here, it will definitely not help in the long run.
Let's see if he gets cleared here. If he does pull down to the bottom lane, he does. Tyler Watermole assumes the race lead.
Not too fast. Here comes Cody Bird to the outside lane. He wants to try to take a crack at the race lead. Roll in that top lane. He's going to be able to lead it this time at the line, and we're seeing that with the outside lane. They have the run through the tri-oval, but after that, It all just kind of breaks up. You see such a huge gap that Brian Haynes leaves and allows Felver in. Bird takes it to the bottom now. Everybody lined up on that bottom lane. They're going to roll around here now, it looks like. If not, maybe no. Watermelon peeks out, as does Haynes, but Haynes drops back in line. Not too sure what Watermelon's doing here, but it looks like he's going to drop back a spot, if not two. And we'll see if he continues to hemorrhage him as this goes on. Now back to fourth. He's got a gap right now underneath. And it looks like he'll take over in the fourth position. He'll drop back in front of his teammate Oscar Enriquez, but looking out front, look at this. Cody Bird and Carl Felver checking out now. These two have already got a 7/10 of a second lead over the rest of the field, but of course that'll quickly roll back in as this race goes on. At the very least, it should. As you see now, 13 drifts into the top lane. Here comes Carl Felver to the inside for the race lead. And you see there, Alonso Chicano, Cameron Stone stepping out to the outside line now. They're going to work together. Looks like Bird was just letting Felver go. He was going to drop in line back behind him. Now we'll see if these two can hook up and try to stay out front of the pack. Stone and Chicano dropping to the inside lane. They are rolling now. Look at Zach Rinker. It's go time for him. Eric Weiland, Rich Petruco. They're making moves now as well to get to the front once more. And we talked about Haynes and Watermelon being first and second. Now they're 6th and 10th as this goes on here. Just how quickly you can drop spots. Oscar Enriquez was second at one point. He's back to 11th outside the top 10. Just a quick, ever-changing pace with this race and how these trucks go and how the draft works. You can be up front one lap, the next lap you're in the back.
Cody Bird dropping back all the way in the high line. He's just letting those guys on the bottom go. And what I'm noticing is really nobody wants to lead this race, because as leader of the race, you are burning more fuel than everybody else. Cody Bird just said on the radio he's not going to make it. And he's just wanting to go to the back.
On board with Tyler Watermelon there, just watching the field. You see Cody Bird dropped in line just back behind 68. Right now it's Felver and Stone leading the way. 71 laps of 94.70 down. We've just got about maybe 25 laps to go here. We're going to take you to one last quick side-by-side break. But once again, you aren't going to miss a thing.
Hot chicken wings here, fresh off the grill.
Hey, Denny, pass me one of those Cokes.
Pass? One of those? Yeah, like you let me pass last week? Instead, ran me in the wall? No. How about not?
Made you flinch.
I made you flinch.
You both flinched.
Don't be conventional.
Kevin Harvick?
Be exceptional. Upgrade to Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. It helps your engine last over 250,000 miles.
Wow. What's he doing?
Raving.
He's exceptional.
So is Mobil 1. Yes.
Is this good?
I do not know.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
50 laps to go, and here comes Casey Kane in for a pit. Wow, that was fast. Boy, I want to see that again in slow motion, Doug. Okay, that was something I did not see the first time, Pete. Boy, you catch a lot more detail when you slow things down.
I guess so.
Those look good.
Yeah. Oh, Casey's always got time for arm wrestling.
Amazing.
Yes, she is, Pete.
Boy, you blink an eye and you miss all that.
Impressive. Casey Kane's always impressive.
So, Clint, are race car drivers really athletes?
Jim, are you serious? Feast your eyes on my motor skills. My strength and agility. My mental acuity. And to feel alert and energetic, I take 5-Hour Energy. I guess you are pretty athletic. Thanks, Jim. For someone who sits in a car for a living. What? Nothing.
This season, Jimmy Johnson knows that there's nothing more painful than losing. Not running out of fuel on the last lap. Not getting hit in the ear with a frisbee while jogging through the infield. Not getting a paper cut, then making fresh squeezed lemonade. Losing is even more painful than rescuing a baby porcupine from a thorn bush. Raising it as your own. Then releasing it back into the wild.
Goodbye, Pricklebear.
Jimmy Johnson knows that if losing didn't hurt, winning wouldn't feel so good.
At Domino's, you can carry out 3 topping pizzas for just $7.99 each. And with Domino's Carside Delivery, you can conveniently stay in your car while you do it. Just pull up, check in online, and we'll quickly bring your food to you.
Thank you.
So you don't have to get out to get carry out. Like Denny here.
Hey, Hamlin. I like your PJs.
PJs? What? Stay in the driver's seat with Domino's Carside Delivery.
There's one.
What is that?
It's my Dale call.
That's way better than my duck call.
If you're on a diet of taking it up a notch,
That's just different.
drink Diet Dew. The only diet with dew in it.
A battle for fuel mileage, and you saw it in non-stop. Dalton Kelly just rocketed to the race lead. It's like he found a bottle of nitrous in the truck. He shoots out to the front. Just over 7/10 of a second lead now for Dalton Kelly.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this, Dawson. He's pulling away, single truck.
He's driving it like he stole it. He's 0.8 of a second ahead of the field right now. I'm wondering if they're in max save. Does Dalton Kelly know that he's saved enough of fuel? He's been riding out back the whole time, but right now he leads the field. But you see there, Carl Felver's starting to close back up. It looks like Felver's making it go time as well. Looking at Dalton Kelly, he's bounced around through the field as well. Right now, leading the charge. He needs a win desperately if he wants to make it to the championship 4. Right now, he leads the way with under 20 laps to go. And I mean, he shot through the field to get to where he is. You know, just looking at it here, we're gonna go all the way back to look at it. He's all the way back here by Michael Kruger and Brett Bennett. He just rolls to the top. He gets on the gas. And just like that, I mean, you can just see where he just shot by. It's almost like they were stopped on the track, and just you see Dalton Kelly flies by literally everybody and guns it to the race lead. An impressive show right there by that 45 machine, who continues to hold the race lead. I believe this next time by might make it 15 laps to go. It could be off on my calculations a little bit, but you'll see here. I'm off a little bit, actually, a lot of it. It's going to be about 18, maybe 17 laps to go this next time by. But you see Brett Bennett now pulls up. He's gotten all the way to second. He shot through the field just as much as Dalton Kelly did. Alonso Chicano followed as well.
And there is 18 laps to go. Coming to 17 at the line. Dalton Kelly still comfortable lead over Brett Bennett.
I mentioned it. I said it at the start of this. After that last caution, the 45, the 47, the 41, they all were laying back there. You know, a lot of those SPLD guys laid back at the start there. Brett Bennett dropping to the back. The rest stayed at the back. You had to wonder if that was all fuel saving, and they figured out they were at their number. They got what they needed, and then it was go time, and that's what allowed them to shoot to the race lead. Kelly continues to lead this race. Coming up on the closing laps, he's pulling ahead yet again. He's definitely cracking it full throttle. Should be 16 to go this time by. Brett Bennett in second, Alonso Chicano third, Carl Felver fourth, Cameron Stone fifth. And this will be a big shakeup to the playoff picture if Dalton Kelly is able to hold off and win this race. Same if Alonso Chicano is able to pull off the win, as they are currently the two lowest in points that are in this race running, with Dalton Kelly being out 18 and Alonso Chicano out 36.
$15 laps to go at the line. Things start to possibly shuffle out. Look at Rich Petruco taking a peek. He moves back down to the inside.
They're all kind of shuffling around through the back of the field here, but you can see still just about single file line. There's Rich Petruco right now. He's running 8th place right now. You see the 60 truck, Zach Rinker. He pulls to the outside just ahead of them here. Stone, Petruco now pull up. That second lane is forming. And here comes Zach Rinker, now Cameron Stone.
Stone wanted the lead, and he is making sure he takes it. Stone, Petruco, Bird, all on the outside. Rinker, Chicano, and Felver on the inside. Stone and Petruco, they move down to the bottom. Now Cody Bird all alone on the outside.
Yeah, the Bird's going to try to make it work on the outside lane if he can. They're still battling here, but the big thing is, you know, Petruco said at the top of the show, he was going to push his teammate to victory. He was going to stick with Stone through and through and get him the win, because that'll lock him into Homestead or to Phoenix with him. Heading into Homestead next week, but see Cody Bird to the outside lane trying to clear to the bottom. He will clear to the bottom. Cody Bird to the top spot here with 14 coming to 13 laps to go.
Still all single file out now. Once again, how long are these guys going to run until they decide that it's time to go?
I think some of these guys are still in fuel save. They are still definitely working on saving up as much fuel as they can to get to the end of this race. The rest of these guys, they're kind of pushing a little harder because they know they're good. They've hit their number for at least what might be just the regulation finish instead of an overtime. So we'll see a little bit of a variance here on how long it takes some of these guys to go. But you see Dalton Kelly, Brett Bennett laying a little bit further back now from Eric Wineland, who currently is running 7th. So definitely a change in pace now. You can see there, of the top 8, only 2 are non-playoff drivers. Cody Bird in the lead, and Carl Felver, who was eliminated after round 1, he runs 6th.
Top 3 of a gap. A little bit of a gap between 3rd and 4th. Now it's those top 7 all under a blanket. And Dalton Kelly not too far behind.
Zach Rinker up to 4th is what I've been watching here. He has made his moves through the field. He has found himself up in the front. He's been laying back to back pretty much the majority of this race. But now you see him here. He's running 4th. He's kind of bounced around through the back as this race has gone on. But now it's go time, and he is making his way to the front. He's making moves when he needs to make them. And we'll see if he can make it pay off here with a win to lock himself into the championship 4. But he's got to do it in 11 laps. He's got to be out front of the rest of these guys when the clock strikes midnight. But right now it's Cody Bird out front, leading the charge. Cameron Stone second, Rich Petruco third. So we'll have to see.
Slow truck, Fryer stays on the apron to allow these guys all to go past.
Yeah, he's out there. He's trying to log as many laps as he can. In the event that a caution comes out, wipes out some of these guys, but he's running out of time. 9 laps down with coming up on 10 laps to go. He's going to need all the overtimes essentially, and a lot of guys wiping out to really be able to get some spots. He's currently 16th, and it looks like he may end up just finishing that way. So a devastating blow for that number 17 truck. Not the way he wanted his race to go after a bump from Carl Felber, sent that 17 of Fryer into the wall, into Kyle Reuter, and wiped him out of this race. The Mardon PCs, 10 laps to go. Still a long way from over, though. It's such a big track. And such the uncertainty of if we have a caution or anything, you know, there's still plenty of time for something else to happen here, Josh.
A couple of guys going down to the apron. I noticed Rinker and Wineland, but they stayed up on the track.
See, Chicano is a little bit further back, laying off of Zach Rinker's bumper here. Some of these guys might be pushing it close. I know earlier you'd mentioned Cody Bird said he was close to being out. I wonder if he found enough saving, but if he's close, I don't know. We'll see.
Word on the radio a lap ago, Stone asked Bird if he was good. Bird said no, not really.
Oh, not exactly what you want to hear. When the guy is ahead of you, that he's not going to be good on fuel. But we'll have to see. He's going to have to set up the run unless he is trying to save as much fuel as he can himself. You see Michael Kruger, Jeffrey Armistead, they look like they're dropping low. Zach Rinker's dropping low as well, just a little bit. Might be getting some clean air, might be trying to get a little bit of fuel saved if he can. But we'll have to see. 8 laps remaining here at Talladega.
Look at Kruger and Armistead. They go to the outside line.
I think they're hit their number. They're good to go. Here comes the 41 of the 20. They've been saving it up since that last caution, and now it's time to move to the front. And you see there, the 27, Rich Petruco, steps out of line as well. Eric Wineland, Alonso Chicano, Cameron Stone, but Stone made the move too late. Petruco to the race lead, but now here comes Michael Kruger to the inside.
Stone gonna stay with Petruco.
Here comes Armistead. Here comes
Chicano on the outside.
Armistead, Chicano outside. Petruco, Stone, Rinker, Wineland on the middle, and then it's Michael Kruger all by himself on the inside. Carl Felber goes to the outside there. That's going to drop the spots, but how about Jeffrey Armistead taking the race lead with Alonso Chicano pushing him? Rich Petruco there, 7 to go, yeah.
Armistead with a huge run down the front straightaway into 1. Armistead going to clear the bottom lane. He takes it. Now it is Alonso Chicano, Carl Felber, and Zach Rinker up top.
Rich Petruco, Cameron Stone right there. Oh, a push. Gets the 20 out of wide a little bit. That's going to allow Alonso Chicano to the race lead, but what a save by Jeffrey Armistead to keep it from going around in front of the pack. He's able to recover. He's going to let the 21 machine Eric Wineland go. No, he'll pull back down in front of him, but Rich Petruco now to the race lead, battling with Alonso Chicano. Petruco winning this race doesn't change much. He's already locked in, but Alonso Chicano will flip the playoffs on its head here, as that will put him into the championship race at Phoenix, and it will bump the 21 of Eric Wineland.
Kruger moves to the high line. That's only going to have 2 trucks down on the bottom really working together in this top 6. Petruco, Stone on the bottom, everybody else up top. Insert Jeffrey Armistead back into the picture now.
Armistead able to recover back to the middle lane there, pushing Kruger, pushing Rinker, who gets up to Felver, and then Chicano. The inside lane is just Rich Petruco and Cameron Stone. They're going to have a lot of work to do if they want to go for this race lead and go for the win. Coming up this time by, it'll be 5 laps to go. Who's going to be able to make it work to the end?
Felver and Chicano are both clear of that bottom lane. They are both now going to go down to the bottom.
Rinker thought about it, wanted to get there. He wasn't clear all the way. Petruco was down to the inside. He couldn't get down with them. Now he's going to get a huge shove from the 41 of Michael Kruger. Jeffrey Armistead now on his back bumper as they come through 1 and 2.
Advantage low line now. 3 trucks up high, but now Eric Wineland and Dalton Kelly work together. They're going to bring themselves up to the back of Jeffrey Armistead.
Oh, Felver got a push on the back.
On the inside.
He got a push from Petruco that sent him down to the apron. That's going to chop up that low line just a little bit, slow everything up. That's going to allow Zach Rinker and Michael Kruger to the outside lane and going for the race lead.
Rinker is clear of Chicano. He's going to take the bottom. Now Kruger leading the outside lane. Help from Jeffrey Armistead, Rich Petruco, Cam Stone, and more. And Michael Kruger led that lap.
Everybody
4
wants
laps
this
to go
race
here
win.
at Talladega.
Everybody wants to win this race. Everybody's pushing with everything they have. Rich Petruco forcing his way into the middle, 3 wide. Jeffrey Armistead forced to the outside. You're going to have to drop back just a little bit and give up that spot as we go down the back straightaway.
Armistead left just a little bit of a hole. Petruco saw it and took it.
Oh, Petruco into the back of the 41, gets him a little loose. Kept it straight, kept it going. But Zach Rinker now going to try to roll ahead. He clears the outside lane. Alonso Chicano now jumps to the outside. He's going to get the push from Michael Kruger.
And a huge push at that as Chicano is going to be ahead of Rinker. He clears Rinker.
This is
staying
brewing
on the
to
high
be,
line now.
This is brewing to be something intense. Alonso Chicano leads to the line. 3 laps to go. He pulls low. Kruger down there as well. Now Kruger pushing Chicano once again. Rich Petruco coming to the outside with help from Cameron Stone.
I think a little bit of a block there by Kruger to slow that high lane down. It worked for a moment. Still, top 2 clear of Petruco. Petruco going to get a push from Cameron Stone. Down the back straightaway, though. Not quite there going into turn 3. Still, Alonso Chicano leading this race with nobody beside him.
Michael Kruger on the back bumper of Alonso Chicano gets a little bit down on the apron. He's going to be able to recover. Chicano's going to need the help he can get. Zach Rinker pulls to the outside in front of Rich Petruco. He's going to try to get the run to the outside. They're spinning in the back. It looked like it might have been Eric Wineland. Dalton Kelly is in it. Dalton Kelly spinning through the grass. Wineland is able to save it. Kelly still sliding in the grass. 2 laps to go here at Talladega.
Zach Rinker edging ahead of Alonso Chicano. Going into turn 1. Huge push from Kruger to Chicano now. Chicano will clear that outside lane once again. It is by a truck and a half length over that outside. Petruco, a little bit of a blink there, slowing up and checking that outside lane.
Coming
right
into
now.
3 and 4, yeah. Blinking is not going to help, but coming into 3 and 4, Michael Kruger, Alonso Chicano trying to clear that outside lane. They're able to do so right now. If they get to the white flag, that will do it. It'll be the next flag ending the race. Kruger throws a block. Chicano now to the inside, 3 wide for the race lead. Here comes Zach Rinker to the outside. Help from Rich Petruco. They're going to make it through the tri-oval. We're going to see the white flag. 1 final lap here at Talladega. Zach Rinker leads. A huge shove from Petruco. Petruco's going to pull down. Rinker's going to block. Rinker's going to block. They're wrecking in the back. Spinning sideways, Andrew Shartner's in it. Tyler Waterman and Michael Kruger. Meanwhile, up front, Rich Petruco leads. Zach Rinker right there. Chicano's all over the back bumper. Petruco's blocking. Petruco goes up the track. Alonso Chicano needs this win. Zach Rinker needs it. Cody Bird wants this win. Cameron Stone as well, but right now it's Rich Petruco. Zach Rinker to the outside, coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. Here we go. Zach Rinker leads. Rich Petruco second. Cody Bird is third. Cody Bird going to try to make a move to the outside. Here he goes with help from Cameron Stone. Rinker's left in the middle. It's going to be a battle to the start-finish line. Petruco's got the lead. Contact with Chicano. Chicano's going to dump the 27 at the line. This time it's going to be Cody Bird. Cody Bird is going to win the Marnon Technologies 250 at Talladega.
And let me tell you right now, who is screaming on the radio? It is not Cody Bird. Cameron Stone is ecstatic that Cody Bird just won this race.
Cody Bird gets the win. I don't want to say it's his first career win because I'm not too sure, but from the looks of things, I think it might very well be. But Cody Bird gets it done here at Talladega. Cameron Stone comes home second. Alonso Chicano able to come home third. Petruco, despite the spin, gets it home fourth. You see Weiland and Enriquez, they end up hitting Cody Bird as well. And 66 he goes. Everybody trying to congratulate Cody Bird on the win. Here's Oscar Enriquez hitting the wall.
I think Bird is out of fuel now.
Yeah, but he was talking about not being able to make it. He made just enough. You see Weiland's going to push him back around.
What an incredible finish. And a great win out of Cody Bird.
Let's see if we can go back and look and see how close it was coming to that finish there. There's Petruco sliding. And right there, Cody Bird gets it done. You'll see Petruco slide across fourth. But the thing I'm noticing, it looks like Petruco actually got penalized. We're going to have to double check that one and see. The penalty would probably be going on to pit road there on the front straightaway. We're going to take a look and see here. This is coming to the finish here. You'll see the run to the inside. Zach Rinker got left in the middle all by himself. A little bit of contact with Chicano, spins the 60. And then contact with the 27. You see right there? Yes, he does. Through the pit entrance. So technically he'll be scored 15th. A lap down, a penalty. But in all realities, he should be 4th. At the conclusion of this race, it's all dependent on how they judge this one here, but Cody Bird able to score the win here at Talladega. An exciting finish, but first, let's see if we can get a word in with the driver of the 25, our third place finisher, Alonso Chicano. Hey, Alonso Chicano, this is Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Well, a great run coming to the finish there. You had a really good shot coming to it, but in the end, you bring it home third after a big points day, winning both stages. What was that last run there like at the end, coming to the finish line?
It was pretty much every man for himself. I mean, wish I could have had help again. You know, teammates are huge here, and just was pretty much by myself there and against you know, Rich and Cam who are teammates and Cody. But yeah, it was pretty wild. You know, I mean, we knew there was gonna be a wreck on the last lap like there usually is, and thankfully we were ahead of it. But just sucks. You know, I'm pretty much in a must-win situation, and even though we won both stages and finished third here, we're gonna go into Homestead with the same mindset.
Yeah, and you know, you were able to maximize your points, you know, to the fullest, doing everything you could to get there to it. You know, and battling with Petruco there, coming to the line. What more do you think you would have needed to really be able to get up there and go for it?
I would have needed Craig or Carl to still be alive and be there pushing me. Just needed just that little bit of help. If I would have had someone behind me, I mean, we were pretty much unstoppable all race. So yeah, I mean that's all we needed.
Alrighty, well, still a third place finish, still really good for you here. Anybody you want to shout out there? Who gets done for that 25 machine?
I'd like to thank In the Pits News, Grid Network, Habaneros Mexican restaurants here in Central Florida, everyone at Radius, and Craig and Carl for letting me race with them, and I'd like to thank JCTV for broadcasting and all my friends who watch. So thank you guys so much for letting us show our friends and family what we do.
Alrighty, well, congrats again, Alonso. A third place finish puts you unofficially 29 points below the cut line. And that was the driver of the 25, Alonso Chicano. Josh, I believe you have our second place finisher, Cameron Stone.
Indeed, I do. And Stone, I don't know if I have ever heard anybody shout so loud for somebody else winning a race as I was listening to the in-race in-sim chat. First of all, before we talk about you being excited for Cody Bird's win, runner-up tonight, and it described that last lap and everything that unfolded.
It was crazy, man. I wanted to stay on the bumper of Rich. Chicano he missed the first race of this round, and he was kind of in a hole, so he needs a win in one of these next two to get to Phoenix, and obviously he's been really fast and all year. So if we can keep him out of there, that gives us a better chance at winning it. So didn't want Chicano to win. Fine with Rich winning because he already won last week and he's on our team. So I was trying to go with him, and I told him when we got to 2 to go, I said, look, if the lane opens up and you got to go somewhere, you do what you got to do to win. And he went for it. It got crazy down the backstretch. Alonso trying to push, and everybody's getting squirrely and sideways. And I look up in my mirror, and here comes the 13 car out of nowhere. And I told Cody about 20 laps earlier in the race, if he's got enough fuel to finish and he's in front of me, I'll push him to it. And I saw him coming, and I was like, all right, I'll just drop in behind you and see what we can do here. And come off a 4, and all hell breaks loose in the tri-oval. Rich gets spun, Rinker gets spun, and me and Cody come through on the outside and get a 1-2. That's all. It's as good as I can feel without winning the race myself.
Just an incredible last lap overall, and how the whole strategy, the last stage there, it was all about fuel saving. I noticed a lot of drivers were in the lead and they were pulling out of the lead to drop to the back, and it seemed like everybody was trying to get to the back, obviously for fuel saving. And then kind of right around the same time, everybody went up front. And so was there any doubt in your mind that you wouldn't make it on fuel, or did you think that if you just stayed in the draft and saved enough that there was a chance you would make it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with it would have been different maybe if we had some green flag stops coming into it, but everybody's on pit road at the same time. Everybody had the same amount of fuel, so as long as you ran the same speed as everybody else, everyone was going to get to the same fuel window at the same time. The only guy at a disadvantage is the one out front, so you could tell, guys would get up there and they run 3 or 4 laps, and even if they were lifting and backing the pack up a little bit, they were burning more than everyone else. So nobody really stayed up there for a long time because they realized that they were just being the fuel pig for everybody else. So, I figured everybody was going to get to that window where they could just push it around 10 to go. And that's what happened. So I think it was Felver and Chicano coming around the outside flying. And after 30 minutes of just riding around half throttle, you almost feel like you're falling asleep. And then Rich comes over the radio and tells me, they're coming, we got to go now. So urgency hit all at once. And the last 10 laps was pretty crazy.
All right, well, who gets it done for you, and who do you got to thank?
We got to thank my teammates. Mason had another bad luck race again. Hopefully, we only got 2 more races, I guess, so hopefully he can finish one of them pretty good. Rich had a good run. Appreciate him. Eric Wineland worked with us tonight. He got caught up in the mess at the beginning when my right front got messed up from the lead. Thank Coors Light. Thank Ford for the Eco Boost, saving some fuel there. Everybody had to save some fuel, so I guess Chevy and Toyota's done up their fuel mileage game a little bit too. Shout out to EPI. Actually ran some of their stuff this week. It ran pretty good when it was out front with no damage, so might hit the well again. Appreciate Dustin Hall for helping me out with that. Thanks to everybody putting on the league. Shout out to Cody Bird. Finally got the monkey off his back. We've been giving him a lot of crap about race a couple years ago where he had the lead coming off of 4 and didn't get it done, but he's got him one now. So hopefully this is the first of quite a few more to come. And appreciate you guys up there in the booth. Hope y'all had a good night, and we'll catch you at Homestead.
All right, Dawson. That was Cameron Stone, tonight's runner-up at Talladega.
Yeah,
and we
can't
go to
complain.
you, who's in victory lane.
I was going to say, can't complain for him. First at Daytona, a second at Talladega. But it's all about this man right here, the bird of prey, Cody Bird, celebrating here at Talladega. Congrats, Cody, on the win.
Yeah, I kind of don't know what to do with my hands right now. Feels great to win. Obviously, I have to send a huge shout out to Cam for pushing me across the line there. He told me he was going to push me and stuck to his word.
Yeah, he stuck with you there at the end and pushed you to victory. But tell us through there, through that final green flag run, multiple times we had heard Josh mention you queued up on the mic and said you weren't good on fuel. Where did you get that last bit of fuel you needed just to get to that finish?
So with about 10 to go, when everything started getting a little more wild, I went to the back of the pack to just save a little fuel. And then about 1.5 to go, I just finally said, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to send it where I need to and just go get this win. If I run out, I run out. At least I could say I tried.
Oh yeah, well Cameron mentioned this, and this might have been before my time. He mentioned one that got away from you at Michigan. Leading the race, coming to the end, losing off of 4, and just pretty much have had that hovering over your head, that dark cloud for the longest time. But finally able to break through, finally able to win. What does that mean to you to be able to finally put it all together and get to victory lane?
The only thing I would say is that dark cloud is gone. Finally being the first across the line, especially in that close of a finish with how it ended. Michigan, obviously, that one would hurt a lot. I remember Josh broadcasting that race with Eric, bending across the line, dead, finishing 10th. So finally atoning for that mistake, and hasn't been the best season in either this or the Cup car. So it's been, it feels good to get a win. Really, really good.
Alrighty, well, you were able to get it to victory lane. Anybody want to shout out? Teammates, drivers, sponsors, what got you here to this point?
Obviously, huge shout out goes to Cam Stone. I don't think I could have done it without him, along with my teammates, Carl, Craig, and Alonzo, keeping me motivated throughout the race. Thanks for what happened to Craig. It seemed like we had a good thing going with all 4 of us on the bottom. But yeah, like I said, this one, I'm going to pull a little AJ Allmendinger here. I wish Cam was down here on the front stretch celebrating with me, because he deserves that one just as much as I do.
Alrighty, well, Cody Bird, first career win here at Talladega in exciting fashion. Congratulations once again, Cody. And hopefully, like Cam said, that's the first of many.
Fingers crossed. That's all I can do. Like I said, don't know what to do with my hands right now. So we're just going to keep smiling and celebrating.
Alrighty. Cody Bird, winner at Talladega.
Dawson, they say a lot of times, once you get that first win, it is so much easier to win more, because you have that pressure of, I want to get my first win off of you. You have the first win. Now it is off. He can put Michigan behind him. And in that particular race, Dawson, I know you weren't around for that. I remember it very well. Myself, Eric Weinland, we were commentating that race. We thought Cody Bird was going to win that race, which actually was here, the Juggernaut Truck Series back when it was in its Galaxy Truck Series days. Same league, and that we see here tonight. Alonso Chicano ended up winning that race, and Cody Bird, he just lost it off turn 4. It just spun around, and it was heartbreaking to watch. And I can only imagine what it was like for Cody. If I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure a headset was destroyed in that after the race as well. But congrats to Cody. It's been a long time coming for him, and good to see him finally get that win.
Yeah, indeed it was. And so none of us were able to get the driver right yet again. Our picks go third, and I believe Michael Kruger was able to come across 8th, but I believe scoring should knock him back to 9th. I believe after a ruling will be made, Petruco will not be finishing 15th. In fact, I think he'll be moved back up to his 4th place position. But of course, that's all kind of shaky. It depends on how that all plays out. But unofficially, as they finished here, we're going to credit Petruco with 4th in this scenario. Here is your playoff picture. Cameron Stone is the points leader. He has 44 points above the cut line. Very much a safe position. Zach Rinker up 38. Rich Petruco is already locked in, but he's up 32 if you're counting anything, so he's kind of fluctuating down there, but he's not that close. Eric Wineland, the last truck in, he is 8 points to the good. He is right there on the bubble. Craig Fryer is the first one out, 8 points. Dalton Kelly is down 22. Alonso Chicano, through all of that, has found himself down 29. And Dale Leakus Jr. has put himself in a must-win situation. He is 49 points out. But huge, big gain for Alonso Chicano. He was down 56 coming into this race. He leaves it down 29, but he's still got a lot of work to do. It's going to take a lot to get into that playoffs without winning. It's going to take sweeping the stages again, and even then, that may not be enough. So it's all going to come down to the next race here at the Juggernaut Truck Series. 2 races left in the season. One final race here in the round of 8s. In 2 weeks' time, October 19th, the Juggernaut Truck Series will race at Homestead Miami Speedway. The round of 8 cutoff will be where we determine the championship for who will join Rich Petruco in a chase for a championship. Again, that is October 19th, 2 weeks from tonight at 8:30 Eastern, is when the race begins here on JCTV. If you're looking for any more racing action on the channel, JCTV will be hosting the In the Pits News Truck Series broadcast. That is this Saturday at 8 at Auto Club. And you will also see some racing for the Slide Job Racing League. That is next Tuesday, and that will be at Watkins Glen. But after all of that, Josh, any last words about what we saw here tonight?
Oh, man. Talladega, it proved to be another wild one. We did not see a big one in the middle of the race. Like I kind of was expecting to see. Talladega always kind of throws a big one in there somewhere. We saw a big one on the last lap, that's for sure. But just great job by all of these guys, and another incredible race for the MartinPC.com Truck Series.
Yeah, indeed it was. And so with that, this concludes our broadcast coverage of the Mardon Truck Series at Talladega. Here for the Mardon Technologies 250, congrats again to Cody Bird. And from Josh Coppernoll and Dawson Allen signing off, saying so long and have a good rest of your night. And congrats once more, Cody Bird, winner at Talladega.